let's say a fan goes there with a girl or something, or some people, they get hurt in a melee. Do they have the right to sue, right? Who are they suing?
The league.
The league? Not the
building.
The league.
Everything.
The league,
yeah. Right. You can sue the building.
So here's a question I have. What is the league's position on insurance? These people have to have something, right? Or are they really tightrope walking out here? Do y'all really not have insurance? Like, you know what's funny? As a performer,
there's definitely
I have
insurance.
to buy insurance to be on it. What type of insurance is there on that? That has to be some.
I think you would have to ask the league owner, but I'm pretty sure it exists.
Next time they have a league owner on here, ask them about the nuts and bolts of how this shit runs. What kind of insurance do these people have to pay to get motherfuckers in the building like that? Because God forbid somebody get hurt on the real shit. That's not what we want to see. We want to see somebody
get what we want to see.
Hurt. That's what we heard.
But let's not act like, oh, we're so holy. We don't want anybody to touch each other. The fans like this shit.
Everybody
That's why
loves
it's
a mosh pit
happening
until
so
your daughter's
frequently
in it.
now.
That's my point. It'd be one thing, but you're talking as a person who went to see, who watches the battle rap, who's been in the mix, who knows a lot about the streets. Imagine a parent looking at it. Like, I sent my 19-year-old child to a hip hop event. Not a fucking slam dance party, not a brawl.
Right.
This shit broke out. And mind you, people don't stop being your father once you turn 18.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? Or your mother. So when you're 27, 28, you end up in a fucking hospital. Who got to go see you?
Well, that depends.
What you gonna tell them? Battle, I did it for the culture. Yo, make sure the culture pay the bills. Nah, they gonna say, no, nigga, you gonna pay them bills, man.
Okay, when Metal World Peace was running around punching fans in the mouth, those parents didn't feel like, oh, we went to a basketball game. I didn't know this was gonna happen.
Those were bad parents. They were like 50 years old. Those were the parents starting to fight. That's the fucked up part. When the parents are starting to fight, then it's not even the kids no more. You can't. Then there's no adult in the room.
Right.
That's my thing. So in this sense, in battle rap, who is the adult in the room?
I think we all are to a certain extent. And it's just got to be like that, just like the NBA, just like the NFL, just like hockey. It is what it is. Now, we don't expect these things to happen.
They all have consequences for their actions in all those sports. So that legit would be the only way.
So, but is it that different from your era?
I think the thing is this. I love what I see kids do now, right? To come up with creative angles, to think your opponent apart. I honestly think it's more exciting to hear the content of that than off the top the head bars that are just thrown together that you may get a few punchlines that hit.
Right.
So I appreciate, also you gotta understand, I have a lot of respect for the fact that people, because having this conversation with someone else, I think we came up with an actual number on it. We said in common time, in 4/4 time, right? You get about 24 bars in a minute. So if you got 3-minute rounds, it's 72 bars.
Right.
Which means you writing 3-minute rounds, which is 216 bars. That's a lot of bars just for somebody, right?
It's the equivalency of an album.
Right. I'd say like 6-7 songs, an EP, let's say.
Depending. Okay, let's say you got 5-minute rounds.
All right.
That's a whole album.
Listen, and the
That's a whole
unlimited stuff
album.
is ridiculous.
That's a whole album.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
But at the same time, you're writing a lot of material.
Right.
And I'm thinking anyone who can do that and also improvise on that, that's a totally separate skill than just freestyling, than just being able to come up with comparisons and you look like and mom jokes and stuff. So I think there's a more in-depth ability to tear someone's character apart.
It's advanced.
You could really get into somebody.
Right.
And I think that's been what has caused a little bit more of the fights. I don't think as many fights were started in my era by what people said, but if people crossed the line.
Yeah, people doing homework on people now and really finding things about you.
Okay. But that's always existed.
It's always existed, and I say that to lead into I've heard stories and I've seen some of your battles, and personally, you did find ways to attack each person like in a different way.
Sure.
What do you think was the worst thing you ever said to someone where you felt like, yeah, I really hurt him with that?
You really want me to be honest?
Yes, I want you to be honest, yes.
Somebody made fun of my girl, and I went in on their girl. But they happened to be at the show.
Right.
And they were in the front row.
Yeah.
And I obliterated this person.
What did you say?
I'm not going to repeat that now.
What do you mean you're not going to repeat?
I teach in a prison. Listen, what I was going to say. What I was going to say. No, all right, I'll tell you what.
This is your past.
I'll tell you something.
This is your past.
No, it wasn't the baddest. It was just the fact that it was so mean and cruel because the person was right there.
Yeah.
And I just kept going. I didn't even battle the person anymore. I was just tearing this girl up, and I was like, "You see, you can do nothing to protect her." And I was just ripping them up. And I'll tell you, the reason I think this is the worst thing I've done is that I think you don't just judge things by what you think the worst thing is done.
Right.
It's by the impact that you've had on people.
Right.
Like let's say
So what was the impact?
Let's say you got into five really big fights in high school you can remember, and you rocked everybody, and all of them forgive you except one person is like, fuck her. Fuck her to this day.
Right.
You know you did something extra to her that maybe you don't even think you did to somebody else.
Yeah.
Like maybe you kicked them in the face when it was all done, and that was what pulled them over. So this person, I seen them recently, and they were still mad at me.
Damn.
Still. I was on tour, and they try to put their finger in my ear, like, you asshole. And I was like, I grabbed their finger. I was like, yo, calm down. I was like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm not gonna forgive you for what you did. And I'm like, you're not even with that person anymore. You married somebody else.
Right.
And you're still mad about it, and that's still impacting your life. And that person that I battled has moved on. They have a family. They have, and I have no problem with them.
Right.
But an innocent bystander to the crime is still mad about it.
Did you pat yourself on the back for that?
No.
No?
Because I don't think that's an achievement. I haven't built anything. I've just torn
Imagine
something
if she
down.
had
We'll talk when the camera's
insecurity
off.
Problems.
No.
Tore her up.
Depressed.
No.
And she just killed herself.
I think the thing that
Imagine
I
that.
think that I was very tit for tat in that era. So I feel like I only had to work off what people gave me as well.
Yeah.
That's another thing. You know, all you had to work off. Of sure, everybody, anyone from that era, whether they're Ilmac, Thesaurus, myself, Poison Pen, they're lying if they say they didn't see a bunch of opponents come on and think, okay, I got an emergency line, or I know what to say about this. Sure, I've seen people backstage mumbling to themselves at Scribble Jam. That's not fake. That's just the game. That's just real. That's just warming up. Fucking I seen Idea freestyling to himself behind the fucking stage before he went on. So I'm like, yeah, I get it. You gotta warm up. You gotta do certain things.
Right.
That's not cheating to me. That's just part of it.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard. Told Jim I need a bomb I could drop on you niggas. Bad boy, I'm never gonna stop for you niggas. I don't give a fuck who you got is the illest. I solidify my spot with gorillas. Now I'm rock with you niggas.